Certified International. Starting. Good morning, gentlemen. Wendy Cowan here, Certified International Property Specialist and Team Leader for the Invest in Dubai Trade Mission, taking place this March to finish out Expo 2020 Dubai, as well as the International Property Show and annual investment meeting. One of the key sponsors of this event is TWPN. I have here Peter Mansfield, who is chairman of that organization, and Peter Leon, who is our global representative for the Invest in Dubai Trade Mission. And we'd like to explain to you the dealing room, which is part of the TWPN network. So Pete, can you please tell us all about this amazing platform and how it helps my high net worth clients who want to be keep their identity protected, as well as the properties that will be presented on this platform. I'm going to be sharing this with fellow brokers and property owners who want to keep their property off the market, but they want to get a good sale with vetted individuals. Please tell me how your platform solves these problems for me.
Thank you for the introduction, Wendy. Yes, I've briefly, I've known Peter for 6 years, Peter Leon. We met in, funnily enough, the IPS show in Dubai, and we've been working closely ever since. The TWPN platform has just about 4 million properties around the world on the system right now. We haven't pushed it dramatically with regards to marketing yet. We've been aligning many aspects of the business, but we're creating a global brand of property trading and a trusted partner around the world. So we've got the TWPN Foreign Exchange, TWPN Immigration, etc. So the consumer is comfortable with basically a trusted brand and a new drive-by app. But the most important thing to focus on at the moment is the dealing room. The dealing room really came about where high net worth individuals that don't really want their name associated with any transactions. And we did a deal with somebody in the same street, funny enough, as where Paul McCartney lives in St. John's Wood in central London. And the property was on the market for 22 million sterling. When they found out who the individual was, high profile celebrity, billionaire, businessman, the price went up to 24 million. So we got involved because a friend of mine goes to school, his children go to the same school as this individual. And we took it over and we ended up getting the property for 19 million, which saved the individual 22 million, possibly even 4 million. Because what we want with the dealing room is it's an exclusive club by invitation only. And what does that mean? It means that people who want to sell their product have to pass scrutiny, and we have to make sure that we're happy with who they are. The seller of the property will have to give us a direct mandate and proof that they own it, and we also want to have an exclusive period of a minimum of 3 months, possibly 6 months if it's a big project. And the buyers will have to also apply for membership and again pass scrutiny. There's 3 levels. There's a standard level up to 10 million sterling. Between 10 and 100 million sterling is a premier membership, and anything over 100 million government levels, etc. They don't have to prove funding because it would be embarrassing and inappropriate. But they then apply, and myself and Peter Leon and other board members will look at that application for selling or buying, and they are invited into an exclusive club, the TWPN dealing room. And the dealing room, we don't advertise anything that's on it. It's all encrypted. We don't tell who's on it. We don't tell what's on it. It's a private, elite, global trading platform. With our brand of TWPN behind me, it helps us to embrace the industry, and particularly developers who are always looking for more land to buy with planning permission. So it's very exciting because we've all seen the crazy behavior that goes on, particularly with people putting huge prices up. A friend of a friend's friends may have a friend of his who may be interested in buying this. And down we go down the daisy chain, hands flying out. And guess what? The square root of nothing is achieved, apart from a lot of wasted time and effort. So we're going to protect the brand. We're going to protect the way we deal with it in a very, very, very close quarters, and everything's encrypted. So that people will get a text saying, Wendy, I've got a property that fits your criteria. You look at it, you see if you like it. If you do, we send you further details because we already know you and you signed a contract with us already. And if you say it's not for you or you spent your money elsewhere on this particular occasion, then we politely offer it to the next person that fits that same criteria. We've got the technology to do it because we've built the platform, we've built the app as well. And we all know how high level people only really work off phones. They don't work off anything else. They make normally decisions immediately and they don't need coaching. But if you say to me, I want to buy a hotel in New York for $400 to $500 million US, and we find one for you with a mandate to sell it, we'll send you a text. Wendy, this is just coming to the market. Is this something that you'd be interested in? And you have an exclusive period to decide. We don't push it out there. Each person's offered a clear run on each one, and we have a clear mandate. Does that make sense? Does that make sense so far?
That is amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I think, Peter, did you want to add any comments at all? Because I know you know it very well.
No. So this is something very high profile and very under the radar. So we look to protect everyone's identity. And so this is something that we're not in a rush to build and grow. We just take this one day at a time with the right team and group and individuals, which we already are starting to get many requests of high level agents and brokers, etc., wanting to get involved in the dealing room.
Pete, can you speak to the property owner who is really concerned about privacy of their asset?
Yes. What a specific one, Wendy? I'm not sure if I understood the question.
Sure,
Was that for me or Peter?
I have a gentleman who is on the verge of listing his property with us because he sees we're taking it to the Dubai event, Invest in Dubai, and featuring it at the International Property Show. But in the Caribbean, it's very common to have non-exclusive listings. So can you speak to that owner as to why he must have an exclusive with us and what benefits he gets for that?
100%, because without that criteria being met, walk away, because that's where we are. We don't want volume. We want to protect our integrity. We want to be a company, the dealing room specifically, where it's the place to go for high net worth individuals that won't have their time wasted, and they may well get a better deal if we negotiate on their behalf. We don't disclose who our buyer is. It's none of the buyer's business. Seller's business, by the way. If you want to sell your hotel to me, I've got the money. Here's the proof. What's the deal? What's the price? What's the best price? I don't need to tell you at this stage who the buyer is because it's not relevant. What they're interested in is, are we for real? And have we got the money to back up what we're saying? Well, yes, we have, because we have proof of funds from the seller, from the buyer, I mean. So this is where it gets very, very engaging and very powerful, because we've done a lot of the donkey work beforehand. You don't have to fast track the relationship. You don't have to work out who's this person, where are they coming from, have they really got this, have they really got that, or who am I dealing with? You can spend the rest of your life doing that and achieve nothing. So so I'm very happy, Wendy, to do whatever helps you on that. And quite frankly, for me, I wouldn't go anywhere unless I had an exclusive on it. And I've turned away many deals because they won't give me. Well, fine, carry on then. See you later. Find somebody else then, because I'm not going to waste my time on something so powerful with our buyers that are so elite that I'm going to run with the pack, because we quite frankly don't need to. That's not an arrogant stance. It's a business stance, which means that everybody benefits. But our integrity is vital, and our delivery is based on that. Very, very good, because people have that comfort zone.
I have two questions from our audience, Pete, if you can choose to answer or not based on what you're allowed to say. How many vetted buyers do you have in your dealing room platform? Doesn't matter what level, just the high net worth.
12.
Excellent. And what is the vetting process for the buyers?
I will send you a PDF that we've already created, which Peter's got to show you that. We don't want to. What we want to do is to make it secure. I think that's the most important aspect. Not arrogant or greedy. Secure. We want to make sure that everybody's for real. The buyers are for real. Anyone up to 10 million will have to have proof of funds for every 30 days. There's no point me showing you something you've already spent your money elsewhere, because we're wasting our time. Anything from our 10 million to 100 million US pounds, we would expect, depending on who the individuals are, because the key here is that people do spend their money, and they may have the money today, but not tomorrow. So it's not unreasonable if someone's for real to offer a 30-day turnaround of proof of funds, because they may have bought something somewhere else. So there's 3 levels in the dealing room. I don't call it basic; it's the wrong word. The level up to 10 million, which is still a lot of money, between 10 and 100 million pounds, and 100 million plus. And it depends, as I said earlier, what the criteria is on 100 million plus. If it's a government level, you don't insult them by asking for proof of funds. What we have to do is to track and make sure that everybody's in the room, that actually the dealing room, that actually still wanting to trade and still wanting to buy. And that's not hard to do, because this is a quality product, not a volume product. So that's why we've got a very low level number of people that are extremely high level, but then no one will know who's on it, because we don't disclose that. That's the biggest attraction.
So it seems like it's a win-win situation for both the seller, who wants to protect the secrecy of the property that they're offering, but get the best possible price for it. And it also seems to benefit the anonymity of the buyer.
100%. And one of the biggest problems with hotels, for example, is the second the seller, the owner of a hotel, wants to sell their hotel, and the staff get to find out about it, the general managers leave, the key staff members leave, they get poached by the competition, because they're all probably local to other hotels. So many hotels are extremely sensitive about them wanting to sell their product. And we've done quite a few hotel sales in Cyprus, for example. There's a lot going on there at the moment. But they want discretion. They don't put a for sale sign outside a hotel. I don't think you'll ever see that anywhere in the world. But the high percentage of them are for sale. But what they don't want is, they don't want to have their time or anyone knowing that is actually on the market, and or for how much. But what we insist on is a mandate directly from the valid, genuine owner, not a broker or somebody that thinks they might sell it. Because a lot of things, as we all know, happen is that someone tries to sell a hotel, tries to get a buyer, and hopes they can find someone that the owner actually wants to sell it. Well, that's just nonsense. That's all doing it the wrong way around. So, we are very, very tough on that. It doesn't go on to the dealing room unless we have complete mandate at both sides, proof of funds, and a mandate exclusively to sell that particular product. And as you say, Wendy, that means everybody wins and everybody benefits. The hard work, the heavy lifting is done at the early part of the relationship, not at the very end, when you're trying to work out, oh, hang on a minute, I've got to pay this guy, I've got to pay that guy. And by the way, they sold it 6 months ago, or the price was wrong. As I said to you earlier on, I was offered a product for 100 million pounds more than what it was on the market for. That was what the broker wanted in their commission. That's how crazy some people are. And that's true, by the way. I could still see the person's face in my mind. I can still remember them selling it to me. 220 million it was, by the way. The actual selling price of that particular hotel was 120 million. And when I went back to them, I said, you told me this is exclusive. Oh, yeah, I know, but we've all got to earn a living, or something stupid like that. So that's really where all of this came from, is the knowledge of the market and protecting the anonymity, as you quite rightly say, of the buyer, and validating the seller.
2 more questions from the audience. How many deals have flowed through, if you can give us a rough number, through the dealing room, and how long has the dealing room been available?
Dealing room's been around about 2 years, effectively. We've done about 7 very big deals historically through it. Again, Wendy, it's critical to understand that this is not a volume game. We've got the volume on the website. We've got millions of properties on the website and transactions going left, right, and center. What we've got, the dealing room, is a very exclusive, very discreet, very elite club, which is really validating everybody. And that's when it becomes fun, because then you can all relax. You sign an agreement. If you want to sell your hotel, I sign a contract with you and agree terms. I then find a buyer for you, and I have a contract with them as well, so that all the graft, if you like, is done front-ended, not at the other end of the journey, which is where most deals go, where they try and play catch up. But there's so many people out there. We call it in Mayfair is where it all happens. We call it sofa surfers. They go around all the big hotels, surfing all of the coffee shops and trying to get mandates everywhere. I've seen it. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. I've been not a victim of it, but I've had people offer me. Someone offered my own property portfolio once, by the way. That was quite an interesting conversation. When and it was all the prices were wrong, and it was quite interesting when I said, "Well, do you know the owner?" And he said, "No." I said, "Well, guess what? I am." The phone went down.
My goodness.
True story.
Yes, and I've experienced that here in the States with right now we have a LOI and proof of funds and a buyer ready to transact and getting to the nit of it. No seller mandate, no real broker involved. It's just been a daisy chain of nonsense. So it does waste a lot of people's time. It frustrates people. It shows, lack of integrity, and we want to be involved in a process that is safe for both our buyers and our property sellers. So this sounds like it's a perfect fit for us. I really appreciate your time here today and sharing this opportunity with my audience. I will be bringing vetted buyers to get vetted and get on your platform, as well as I have a whole slew of properties that are amazing opportunities, one of which is a $145 million hotel opportunity in Montego Bay, Jamaica. So I'm excited to bring some great assets to the table, and with our efforts with the Invest in Dubai initiative, we are going to set some tremendous records. So I'm excited to be a part of this. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Thank you, Wendy. And just so you know, I am the UK team leader for the Invest in Dubai, and I will be at the show as well. I'm looking forward to meeting you, Wendy, and seeing you again, Peter, my friend. So,
thank you.
so yeah.
Thank you all.